President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Osinbajo will receive the Covid-19 vaccine publicly on Saturday. The Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Faisal Shaib, who disclosed this to State House correspondents at the Presidential Villa Abuja, said the decision to have the President and Vice President receive the Covid-19 vaccination in the open was to correct the misgivings in some quarters over the efficacy of the vaccine.
The second edition of the State House Weekly Briefing was focused on Nigeria's response to the COVID-19 pandemic in the last 1 year, especially the national vaccination response. The Minister of Health, Osinbajo, said, despite the arrival of vaccines, Nigerians must continue to adhere to non-pharmaceutical measures.
A vaccine as a game changer. It's critical addition to our strategy, but let us not make the mistake of thinking that it is a replacement for everything else. It is not. It is an addition to the strategy. It's extremely important to bear that in mind, please. Vaccine. Because of fake vaccines running around, it's been mentioned in very many countries. We are buying vaccines only from known sources. The COVAX, the AVAT of the African Union, and the bilateral agreements that we have with countries directly.
As we roll out the vaccines, our colleagues lead on the operational aspects, on the regulatory aspects. We then lead on demonstrating the value that these vaccines will have on the transmission patterns, on the burden of infection of COVID in Nigeria.
The Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shaib, said President Muhammadu Buhari and the Vice President will receive the COVID-19 vaccine on Saturday after some frontline health workers are vaccinated on Friday.
We're hopeful that when Nigerians see leaders like Mr. President and the Vice President take this vaccine, it will increase their confidence around the safety of the vaccines.
They are working around the clock to test the vaccines without us saying it is okay. It cannot even be launched tomorrow. So I've been working with Dr. Faisal to ensure that by the end of the day or very early in the morning, we will say, yes, it is okay.
Dr. Faisal explained that states must also meet certain requirements before the COVID-19 vaccine will be released to them. There is no doubt that authorities need to engage in a lot of awareness to allay the fears of citizens on the vaccines. Yemi Adebayo, AIT News, Abuja.